Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our company limited's production of Dear Nora. We would like to thank our sponsors, the National Arts Council, the Tote Board, and the Lee Foundation. Please turn off all mobile phones and other beeping devices and refrain from using them, as this can be distracting for the performers. Thank you, and we hope you enjoy the show.
Did I see it coming? What kind of a question is that, Thomas? Sure, I'll pass your letters to her if you want me to. I'm sorry about the way things turned out. You know, you can outgrow a person like a favorite t-shirt, but it doesn't mean you care for them any less.
Everything I did out of self-preservation. I certainly had no grand intentions of breaking up a marriage. Look, I'm not heartless. I do hope you work it out. You always have to make room in your life for learning something new about someone.
I know I shouldn't have said those things to Nora. But sickness changes a man in ways he might not even know. Makes him braver, perhaps. Makes him see hope in unlikely places. Like the spirit is trying to make up for what the body is now failing to be. Perhaps I know less and less about being young and in love. But I do know something about second chances. They should be given as much as they are taken.
Dear Nora, every night I step through the door and still half expect to see you sitting here. It's been 2 weeks. Is it stupid to be hopeful? Either way, I'll stop trying to look for someone or something to blame. Love, Tom. Nora, where are you? Do you like it?
I love it!
And I love it that you love it.
Oh wait. We have to do this properly. It's an important moment.
Do what?
We have to take the first step together, okay? Okay, so you need to take a breath, and then we will step over the threshold together because it's symbolic. It's like stepping into a
newly renovated house?
a new life. I want to remember this moment, crystallize it in my mind.
Okay.
Okay. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
1, 2, 3. Excuse me.
Down to some serious business now.
Well, everything about this is serious, darling.
This is very serious.
Oh, it's always the computer, right? Oh, come on.
I thought I heard you two arrive. Is this a good time to say hello and welcome?
Dr. Rank, yes, it's a perfect time.
Hello, Rank. How are you?
I'm good. I brought you a little housewarming sustenance, a little reward for all the effort you spent moving.
Doctor, are these the ones?
Yes, I picked them up from the Regent Hotel on my way back from work.
Doctor, you remembered! Pineapple tarts are my favourite.
If she had her way, these would be the only ones we have during Chinese New Year.
That's because they are the best.
One tiny jar costs $39. Best at daylight robbery, you mean?
You can't put a price on quality sometimes.
Ah, you see, the doctor understands. I always tell Tom it's not my fault I have expensive taste.
Yes, she falls in love with something first, and the price tag is an incidental discovery later. This living room would look very different if I hadn't been around to veto some decisions.
Thank you so much for these, Doctor. I still can't believe how lucky we are, this wonderful place, and now being able to live with you as neighbour, it's just perfect.
I don't understand why this isn't connected.
So, Doctor, you know, you will be our guest of honour at our
Oh,
housewarming
no,
party,
really,
right?
I couldn't.
Well, we wouldn't have gotten this place without you, and you helped us by putting in a good word with your neighbours.
Ex-neighbours now, I dare say. I've traded them in for better company.
You are too sweet. You will soon find that Tom and I lead pretty boring lives.
Do you just call us boring? We know how to have fun too, Rank.
Of course we do, darling. I was just moderating the doctor's expectations a little. Speaking of fun, the housewarming party. I know it's something that sounds so trivial, but this is more than just another party to us.
I would never trivialize it. Of course, I would love to be there.
Excellent. And as our guest of honour,
May I apply for the position of just regular guest, please?
Come on, Rank. What's in the name, right?
And no guests will be regular, Doctor. This will be no regular party.
Well, I certainly believe your friends are all very fascinating people.
It depends. Some are quite average, actually.
Excuse him, Doctor. He gets rude when he can't get things to work.
Yes, Wi-Fi.
It's this new job. We've already spent the better half of the week moving, so he does need to catch up on some of his emails, even from home.
Yes, that promotion you mentioned. Congratulations, Tom. You have come a long way.
Thanks.
I'm very happy for both of you.
Well, we wouldn't have been able to do it without your help, really. We haven't forgotten that.
Oh, shit, the signal's gone again.
You know, you can always pop over to my place and use the internet if you want to. It's no trouble.
Thanks, Rank, but I'm not giving up here as yet. You taught me, remember, to persevere until I saw the light.
Yes, and you did very well, but that was a different time, and I wasn't quite talking about the light of your wireless router.
Actually, darling, what do you think if this one goes in our bedroom instead?
I don't know. Does it matter, really?
If you ask me, it looks perfect, exactly where it is. Where did you get it?
Oh, it's one of mine, actually.
You made it? That's impressive.
Oh, it's nothing. Just something I do in my spare time. Not many people know about it.
Well, I feel very privileged then. Do you have any more of these lying around? You shouldn't keep this side of you hidden.
Please, Rank, don't encourage little Miss Artsy-Fartsy here. Do you know how much these pottery lessons cost? And then a few months later, she was going to try watercolor painting. And didn't you check out some tap dancing class only to quit a few weeks later?
Learning new skills is a valuable thing.
Of course, if you were a Tai-Tai with lots of time and resources to spare, I would have no objections to you learning new skills.
Well, the pottery was serious. A lot of good came out of that.
Well, I still meant what I said. This one is beautiful. Money well spent for those lessons.
Yes! My wireless is now officially working and our home is now one step closer to completion.
My turn when you're done, darling.
I'm checking my work emails, Hamster. What do you have that's so important?
We agreed that the laptop would be shared, remember?
My earlier offer still stands if you like.
It's fine, it's fine. He's right anyway. Checking my emails isn't nearly as important as whatever might be waiting for him in his inbox.
Well, I leave you kids to it. I just wanted to pop over and say hello and, well, now I have to be off.
Oh, so soon?
Medical appointment. Collecting my test results today. I wouldn't want to miss these things. I've waited bloody long enough as it is.
Oh, it's today.
Keep us updated, Rank. You take care, yeah?
Dr. Rank, I'm sure there's absolutely nothing to be worried about. Or nothing that can't be fixed.
And suddenly, there's a little lady in my chair. Hmm? Hmm?
terrible.
Are you being upset over some random internet news again?
No, I just got news about an old friend. Do you remember Christine?
You can't expect me to keep track of all your friends, baby.
I definitely mentioned Christine. We were friends since secondary school. And then she went off to study in London.
Oh, Christine! The one who sent you postcards which you told me to throw away. But I thought you didn't like her.
No, well, I didn't like her going on about London. There's a difference.
So what now? It's been years, don't tell me she's still going on about London.
No. Another ex-classmate just sent a message around asking if we'd like to pull together some money and send it to her. Because her fiancé just died. In some freak accident, he was fixing the roof of their home and he fell.
Oh, shit. Does she have family there?
No, well, I don't know. I can't imagine what it would be like to lose you. In a sudden accident like that. Oh my god, just the thought of it alone. I mean, what would I do?
Hey, come here. Don't let your imagination run wild. I'm here with you. Brand new life in our brand new home, remember?
Right. Sorry, I was just being silly.
So stop being silly.
Should I write to her?
Sounds like a good idea.
But what do you say to someone in the face of tragedy like that? Specifically, someone who used to be a close friend.
Are you two not friends anymore?
Well, I mean, technically we are, but we haven't spoken since... Oh, it's been years. Wouldn't it be too contrived, suddenly hearing from someone like that in the midst of grieving?
So, doesn't mean you shouldn't try anyway. Nora, I know you. I'll be hearing about this for days until you do eventually write to her. So just do it already and stop overthinking things.
Facebook message, too blasé, too insincere.
What other options do you have? A contact number, perhaps?
No, nothing, not even an updated email address.
And so?
Fine, I will write to her. Does that thing have to be so loud? We're not even losing our hearing.
Don't let Rank hear you say that. He's getting a bit deaf in 1 year.
Then what are the odds he'll hear me say it at all?
Hi. Hello.
What was that?
What was what?
That phone call?
Just work stuff. Nothing exciting.
Oh, really? It seemed as though it should be a little bit exciting since you couldn't take it up here.
What? You think I'm hiding something from you?
I just want to know what it was about.
Nora, it's about the deal. I'm in the middle of closing. It's my first M&A project since being transferred to the front office. I've been stressed out enough about it
Well,
already.
if it was something stressing you out, why didn't you tell me about it earlier?
And what interest would you have in things like that? It's not as if you would have been able to help anyway.
I wouldn't.
There's been a delay in the acquisition because we screwed up due diligence. Our lawyers are now panicking and they want to revise the contract. And obviously the sellers are playing hardball. You want more details? You've got any advice to offer?
Oh, so this is the MBA grad talking, is it?
Maybe. I'm just showing you that the finance world is complicated to explain, okay?
Well, don't forget who persuaded you to get that MBA in the first place.
Why are you suddenly being so antagonistic? Oh, I know. It's the hormones, right? Are you craving something weird again, like those expensive pineapple tarts?
Wow. I was just asking a simple question. No need to make this about biology.
I know. It's just you girls when, you know. Look, I wasn't expecting the call. It was just instinctive to go into the room and not have a conversation about budgets and schedules when you're writing something to a friend.
But I just want to help where I can.
You've always been my sweet little helper, so you can help me by letting me handle this. Part of why this is so important is because, let's just say that this will go a long way in helping us pay off what we have to for the house.
Tom, we're not in any trouble paying off our housing loan, are we?
Well, definitely not if the deal goes through.
That's not very reassuring.
Look, we will be fine, okay? You just have to trust me on this. When the deal finally goes through, we will celebrate. You see, I'm protecting you from the messy process of ending. I just want you there for the glamorous finish.
Fine. fine. But you will let me know if there's anything I can do.
I will let you know when it's time to pop the champagne, so you just sit tight and wait for that moment, alright? You just worry about your friend for now.
Well, I've sent her the message, you know, the usual condolences, I'm so sorry for your loss. And I also asked her to come and stay with us for a while.
You what?
Well, we still have a room that's not going to be used yet, and I thought it'd be nice for her to come and visit, you know, just to get away for the time being.
Visit, sure, but to stay here?
Please? Please? Please, Tom? She's a friend, not some stranger. Please don't make me take the offer back, that would be so awkward.
I'm not saying that you should, but still, this is like somebody...
And she must be having such a hard time. Can you imagine? I mean, it's only a nice thing to do for a friend. You would do that for your friend, wouldn't you?
Actually, I wouldn't.
Tom.
But I would do it just for you, okay?
And that is why you are the best husband ever.
And how are you going to reward the best husband?
Well, let me think about that.
Think. How
Yes,
are you going to
just
think?
think about
How are you going to think?
What are you doing? Hey, Dr. Egg!
I've gone and lost my wallet. I thought I might have left it here. I'm going to be late now.
Hang on, Rank. You know what? I need to swing by the office anyway, so why don't I give you a ride to your appointment?
You do?
Yeah, that phone call, remember? I won't be long.
You sure it's not too inconvenient?
No, I mean, SGH to Marina Bay, that's like a 5-minute drive, right?
And anyway, Doctor, even if you didn't need to be at the office, you should still give you a ride.
I should?
Yes, it's what we would do for a friend.
Of course. Rank, let's go.
All the best, Doctor.
My dear little hamster, don't you think it's time to stop this childish nonsense? I know I'm writing this in a vacuum and there's no way of getting it to you. But with you not answering my calls or messages, at least doing this feels like I'm able to still talk to you. It's been 2 days. You have to at least let me know where you are and how you are. How can a little pregnant lady take care of herself properly? Please don't make me worry any longer. I will apologize for as long as you want me to. But please come home. Love, Tom.
Christine!
Hi. I guess I've changed quite a bit.
Hi! Hi! Oh my goodness. Oh, it's so good to see you. Come in, come in. Sorry, it's just,
I used to be fat.
No, no.
No, you know what, Nora? It's okay. I've learned the value of just being straight talking. Helps to cut through the bullshit.
Ah. Oh, well, please have a seat and let me get that for you. Thank you. It is so good to see you, Christine. I mean, I'm sorry it has to be under these circumstances, but I'm glad you're here. Sorry, I couldn't pick you up from the airport. Tom has the car.
Oh, don't apologize. It was easy to get a cab. Your home looks lovely.
Thank you, thanks. You know, I always wondered what it would be like owning my own home, having guests over. Although I guess I kind of hoped it would have been in a more landed property kind of way, you know, my own parking lot, maybe even a pool. There you go.
Oh, thank you.
Welcome. Such a grown-up thing to do, right? By the way, you have to try these amazing pineapple tarts. I just bought a new tub the other day and I hid it with my secret stash.
You what?
Has it really been 10 years?
Almost 11. You look the same. You look well.
Thank you, I feel well. By the way, Christine, we haven't really told a lot of people because it's still quite early, but we're going to have a baby.
Oh, congrats!
Thanks. And it's great timing too because Tom's just been promoted at work and it just feels like things are finally coming together for us now and we're in a good place to start something new. I mean, it hasn't always been easy, but hey, marriage teaches you things, doesn't it, Christine?
There's no rule against being happy around unhappy people, Nora.
I shouldn't just keep going on about myself. Tell me how you've been. Well, you've known here all this way, and how are things? How are you?
There's not much to say. I mean, planning a funeral is almost like managing an event, you know? It's only after all the busyness and people coming and going, after all the logistics, when you finally get a surprising moment of quiet, that's when it hits you. Like a blunt force.
I can only imagine. Planning for a life together and then suddenly finding yourself alone. I'm so sorry for your loss.
Who knew that the memory of a person could take up so much space? I mean, I'll be standing at the salad section of Sainsbury's just out of habit before remembering that he's the only one at home who even eats salad. For a while, I just kept on grocery shopping for two.
Well, getting away from all that familiarity for now will probably help.
I suppose. Though it's not that easy, leaving behind an entire city.
I know. You were so excited about going to London years ago.
We both were. About going to university, about a life beyond this place.
Well, I never quite made it.
You could have reapplied the following year. I kept asking you to.
Well, why bother? I just figured it wasn't meant to be. And anyway, Australia was closer and cheaper. My parents were secretly happy at that.
You have changed.
Why? What do you mean?
I don't know. Maybe it's like what you said, like we're all grown up now or something. But we used to do all these ridiculous things together.
Oh, that secret slumber party that the counsellors threw for the graduating seniors, do you remember?
Oh, that was a great party!
Shirley was so drunk, and then she flashed to everyone,
And then we couldn't stop her!
and she pushed us into the pool! Bring a change of clothes! Oh my goodness. Well, that party was all your idea.
And I'm still quite proud of it.
But I took the blame, remember? Mrs. Lee, she made a huge fuss about it in assembly the next morning and she wanted all of us to see her.
Of course I wasn't going to turn myself in. It was a matter of principle and we didn't do anything wrong.
But I went and then I received the shelling of my life.
But in taking the blame, you also got all the credit after that. All the students thought that you were the hero behind the party.
I don't remember it that way. And I certainly didn't go in with the intention of taking credit.
I suppose we remember things differently, selectively.
Well, I remember that school was a lot of fun with you.
And uni was supposed to be the grand finish, wasn't it? London, Nora, something we both wanted so badly. That's why I was so surprised you gave up so easily. I remember writing to you at first, asking when you were going to join me.
Well, I know you were just being nice and encouraging.
I wrote also because I missed you. Being in a new school without you just felt strange. You never wrote back.
Well, you know how it is. After a while, it just becomes too late to pick up where you leave off.
After a while, it felt like my writing to you was a reminder of everything you couldn't experience, and so I stopped.
No, it was never that way. I loved getting all your letters and postcards.
You can't possibly still have them.
Yes, I kept every last one.
I bet I told you things embarrassing enough for you to blackmail me with.
Nonsense. Anyway, it's all so long ago now, and it turned out for the best, really. Look, I wouldn't have met Tom if I hadn't gone to Australia. Things would have been so different.
I'm glad things worked out for you.
Well, I mean, it hasn't always been easy. Tom and I have had our share of difficulties, but compared to what you must be going through, I really am sorry.
Death is what it is. It helps to make peace with the questions, rather than keep trying to find answers.
Well, you just stay here for as long as you need to, until you feel a bit more ready to return to London, and if there's anything else I can do in the meantime, you mustn't hesitate to just ask, okay?
Thanks. Actually, I'm thinking of resettling back here. Possibly.
Really? That's wonderful!
We don't know about that yet. But in the meantime, I'll have to start looking for a job. So if you knew anyone...
Your degree was in accountancy, right?
No.
Finance, something like that.
Business management.
Perfect. You know what? We will talk to Tom. He's just been
Oh,
promoted.
no,
and his new
Nora, I
department
don't
is
need for
hiring.
any pull strings or anything.
I know. I just mean to say that Tom can definitely help you get a foot in. Come on, you send your resume in through some general application pool, it gets lost in this HR black hole. But if something comes from top down, like a personal recommendation, then things start to happen.
And your husband will be okay doing this for me.
I'll just ask him in a way he can't refuse.
But it's not very nice that the first thing I talk to him about is
No,
asking.
dear. This sort of thing shouldn't be put off. It just helps with moving forward, you know, getting involved in something as soon as possible. And this is great timing. And don't tell him I said this, but you know, Tom really owes me one anyway because he wouldn't have gotten this job without me.
Oh? Did you have some secret strings of your own that you pulled?
Something like that.
Well, so tell me, what kind of illicit under-the-table deal did you wrangle for your husband?
Look, sometimes between the law and saving a person's life, I did what I had to do.
Nora, I was kidding. Please tell me you didn't actually do something illegal.
Things aren't always so black and white. But it's a bit of a sensitive matter and Tom doesn't like talking about it.
These are really good.
Yes they are.
Where are they from?
Kim Chu.
Oh, I remember Kim Chu. They're the best kueh.
Yes. Tom thinks they'll make me fat.
He's very hard on you, huh?
A little while after we had just gotten married, Tom got laid off suddenly. Someone in his team had been scamming the elderly, cheating them of their retirement funds. It was horrible. But of course, Tom had no part in it, but being in charge of the team meant that he took the fall too. And that along with us trying to adjust to a new life together, he fell into a pretty serious state of depression.
I'm so sorry.
Say there's a 1 to 10 scale of living life, right? 10 being the ideal, living life to the fullest. He was at a perpetual 2 or 3. Not suicidal, but just careless. Cross the road without looking because secretly you hope a bus will come and run you down, that sort of thing. I didn't know what to do to help him out of it, and sometimes I wish our positions were reversed so that he could be the one taking care of me instead. But I said to myself, Nora, you have to get it together for the sake of the person you love. So I called some friends for recommendations, and that's how we got introduced to Dr. Rank.
Dr. Rank.
Oh yes, he was Tom's psychiatrist. You'll get to meet him soon. In fact, he's our next door neighbor now.
Does your husband still need to...
No, he doesn't need to see the doctor as a client anymore. We're all just friends now, and Believe me, that's definitely a better relationship to have.
So now you get to talk to the doctor about your problems without having to pay him for his time.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Well, one of the biggest hurdles Tom was facing was trying to motivate himself to get out there and do the interviews for a new job. I mean, losing his job was such a huge blow already. Dr. Rank suggested a complete change in scenery. So I thought, what about having him do his MBA overseas? It would give us something new to focus on and a chance for us to get out of here for a while. So I looked at some options and I thought that really, if the aim of all this was to help him regain his confidence, then go big or go home. So, Harvard.
Business school?
Yes.
Wow.
Ambitious, I know, but worth a shot, I thought.
Isn't the cost of tuition there insane? How did you both manage?
Well, we both had some savings, but of course that wasn't enough. Plus, if you enrolled as merit, then naturally everything would be more expensive too. But by this time, Tom was actually putting effort into making his application work. And of all things, I didn't want money to be the reason why he couldn't get it. So I explored some possibilities and let's just say I managed to raise the balance needed.
Nora, don't be so mysterious.
Have you ever wanted something so badly you would do anything to make it happen? And I don't mean for yourself, I mean wanting something because you know it would make the person that you love happy.
Yes, I suppose I'm familiar with that feeling.
I borrowed money.
Uh-huh.
Such a painfully simple and obvious solution, right? But it was a really difficult decision to make. We were trying to save up for this house, and to my husband, the idea of taking out another loan would just... But I reasoned that whatever the cost, Tom needed to get better. So I did it.
So, like another bank loan.
Not exactly.
And what is not exactly a bank loan?
Huh? Excuse me, let me just get this. Right. Hi, dear. Yes. Yes, Christine is here, yeah? Okay. Okay, well, don't come home too late. Oh, okay, that's great. Okay, love you, bye.
Nora, you took out a loan from one of those companies. That's like going to the loan sharks!
No, this is so different. And the guy who helped me out is not a loan shark. I mean, he works for a small company, it's just not a bank, which means that everything gets done quicker.
No matter how helpful he's been so far, I still don't think you should be so quick to trust him.
Funny you should say that, because a few years ago, he was actually embroiled in this ridiculous social media scandal. I mean, he came back from London and then he posted something rude about the poor online and it blew up, and then his company fired him. I mean, it only clicked for me when I saw his full name on the loan documents I had to sign.
You knew all this, and you still went ahead with it. And Thomas knows nothing.
No, and he has no need to. Anyway, friends keep secrets for each other, right?
I just don't think keeping something like that from your husband.
It's over and done. There is no point bringing it up. Hi, darling.
Hello.
Meet Christine.
Hi.
Hi, Christine. Nora's told me all about you.
Really?
Good to see you finally. More expensive pineapple tarts?
No, dear. These aren't the expensive ones. They're from Kim Chu. They're delicious, but they're not expensive, and you actually like them, remember? Oh, by the way, dear, I have some exciting news. Christine is thinking of settling back here.
Right here?
In Singapore.
Oh, you're fed up with London already, right?
Just thought that it would be a good change for now.
Yes, I mean, yes, change is good.
He just means it's not the kind of place you can stay in for a long period of time. You know, the weather, the dreariness, the food. Anyway, darling, Christine is in business management, and I told her that your department is
but if
hiring,
it's not
so the two
convenient
of
or
you
anything,
should-
it's
No,
really
I mean,
fine.
Nora's right. We are hiring. In fact, I interviewed a potential candidate today.
You see, I told you these things have to be done quickly. There's competition already.
Actually, he used to study in London as well. I can't remember which school, but his name was Niles something.
Cool.
Niles Cole.
Yeah, that's him. Very well-spoken chap, and an Angmo accent though. Probably from his London times. You don't have an accent though, Christine. Were you two friends?
Yeah, we used to be friends.
You were friends with Niles Cole?
You speak of him like you know him too, baby.
He was in the news?
What? I was just telling you that a few years ago he was embroiled in this social media scandal that blew up online. He was working for a high-profile company and they fired him.
Oh my god.
So that's what he said. He mentioned something about going through a difficult period of time and how he was trying to get back on his feet. He seems like a nice chap. I don't usually follow these things, but I'm not surprised that you do, little Miss Gable. Seems like a genuine mistake on his part.
Genuine mistake? There are consequences to any mistake, no matter how genuine. Anyway, darling, I'm sure Christine is way more qualified and of
we
less
don't know about
questionable
that.
character. Please say you'll set up an
If the
interview
job is
with
already
her,
taken, it's
please.
fine.
No, I mean, sure, we didn't promise him anything. You know what? Just send in your standard application through HR and we don't want people saying us pulling strings and all that, you know. And then I'll set something up, yeah? So, there you go. Here's my card.
Thank you. I'll do that.
I'm so glad we managed to settle this.
I'll leave you girls to catch up, yeah?
Okay. I hate that ringtone.
Now's Co is your friendly loan provider.
The world is so small. I can't believe you know him now. Christine, please keep this to yourself. Don't mention any of this to my husband when you talk
Of
about
course,
the job.
I won't type anything, but I just don't think keeping something like that from your husband.
Well, I managed to for this long already.
How? Where are you getting the money to repay this loan?
I have savings from before we left for the States, plus some money my father left us when he died. I've been investing what I can too, and I also...
You also what? Look, Nora, if you need me to help you in any way...
No, Christine, I couldn't ask you for money. It's fine. It's just about making every little bit count. I go for these specialized classes, you know.
Specialized classes?
Expensive specialized classes. Molecular cooking, aerial yoga. I convinced Tom they were paying for, and then the money goes into my pool. I save it up. I don't actually go for those classes, and during those hours I teach piano lessons as well.
Nora, that's like stealing from your husband. Nora!
The pottery, I did go for the pottery. I enjoyed that one, just being able to make something with my hands again.
Why don't you just get a job?
Tom wants me to be a stay-at-home mom. He thinks with his new income we can manage the housing loan.
As well as the other loan that he has no idea about.
You think I'm a terrible wife, don't you?
I don't. I'm just worried about you, that's all.
You have no idea how exhausting it is to have to work secretly behind your own husband's back. Let me show you to your room.
Look, will you give me his number? I mean Now's. I'm not gonna mention anything, it's just that we used to be friends and I thought
Of course. Catching up is always good. I made sure not to save his number in my phone, but I have it around here somewhere. Let me look for it for you and let's move you into your room. Thanks.
I keep trying to figure out when exactly it started. When did things begin to fall apart? Was I really so unaware that I couldn't put it down to a single moment? Can you? Was there a point for you where you decided? To me, it just kind of happened. And when I realized it was happening, I didn't know how to stop or reverse it. Tell me what I should have done. Run out the door after you? Chase you down the street like some Channel 8 drama? I'm running out of things to write, Nora. I was never good with words. You used to call me predictable, so you can predict what I'm about to say next. Come home, Nora. I'm still here. Your predictable husband.
say, it's normal for a man my age. Nothing left to do except wait it out.
Don't sound so fatalistic. I'm sure there's something that can be done. We can research alternative treatments, for instance. Surely in your line of work you must know someone who's an oncologist.
I really wouldn't bother. I've seen the kind of decisiveness this disease can have, especially when it gets to this stage. My own father passed away from it. Of course, that's another thing they brought up, that it most likely increased my chances of getting it. Not that I didn't know that already.
Well, then why couldn't they have gotten to it sooner? Stage 4. That means it's been in there for a while now. You were fighting it before you even knew it existed within you.
Yes, I suppose that's true.
They should have gotten to it sooner.
Should have. I should have done a whole lot of things.
You mustn't blame yourself.
I can't blame the doctors either.
As always, the voice of sensible reason, even in the face of all this. I really admire that about you, Doctor.
You do?
Yes. Why do you sound so surprised? I'm not saying this just to make you feel better.
Well, either way it does.
You know what else will make you feel better? Some food. I've been slowly stocking up the kitchen, so I'm sure I can make something for us right now.
Nora, please, don't go to any trouble.
Nonsense. It's nearly dinner time and Tom's probably working late again, but I'll make something for all of us. Save it for him later.
I really don't want to impose on you both. I just wanted to tell you the news and, well, now I'll be out of your hair.
Doctor, stay! Please. You mustn't speak of your presence as if it were a bother to us. Impose? Really? Nothing could be further from the truth.
That's very kind of you to say.
Well, unless of course you would rather be alone.
No,
In
no,
that
no,
case, I don't need to insist.
I appreciate your company, Nora, and, well, for so long as you'll have me, or for so long as I'm able to be here.
Don't talk like that.
You know, I can't help thinking that everything is a countdown from this point. Even with the most mundane things. I'll get into a taxi and I'll think, how many more times? How many more times do I get to sit here in your lovely home? How many more times?
Don't.
I don't know what to do with all this sadness.
Make peace with the questions rather than try to find the answers.
I'm sorry.
Nothing, just something a friend said recently. Well, death will come to us all. We just don't get to choose when or how. But for so long as we are alive, as you well are, even under the shadow of all this, then we must keep finding reasons to live, mustn't we? And in the meantime, you have us, Thomas and I.
And I really appreciate that. This friendship. Listen, I don't want to be a wet blanket for you and Tom this evening. It's more than enough you're listening to me go on.
Please,
I should just leave
have
you.
a seat. You are not going anywhere, please. Oh, hi. I didn't expect you home so soon.
I was surprisingly efficient with my errands. Oh, sorry. I didn't know you had someone. I will just get out of your way.
No.
I
no,
was
no.
just about to leave anyway.
No, everyone seems so eager to leave me. No one is going anywhere. Sit down, please. Sit down. Thank you. Christine, this is Dr. Rank, our neighbor and dear friend.
Oh, hi, Dr. Rank.
Pleasure.
This is Christine, my very old friend who's just come back from London. So, I'm sure the two of you will have plenty to talk about. Let me get us all some drinks and then I will make us dinner.
Oh, Nora, it's okay.
Isn't this just great? There is something so serendipitous about unplanned gatherings like these. It really makes it feel like home, don't you think?
Don't go to any trouble.
Yeah, Nora, it's fine. Nora?
Oh, can you get that for me, please? It's probably just Tom. Tell him I'm cooking.
It's an unknown number. Hello? Who's this? Oh. Nora? I think you need to take this.
Who is it?
He's asking for Mrs. Huang. I think it's now.
Hello? What? Right this moment, that is ridiculous. Fine, I will be down.
Is everything all right?
Yes, yes,
Yeah, just a parcel that's too big to fit in the mailbox.
Right, exactly. So I need to go and get...
Listen, why don't I come and give you a
No!
hand?
Oh, no! You can stay with it. Yes, yeah.
So, London, eh?
Oh, sorry. Excuse me.
Oh, no, excuse me.
Sorry, I think I'll go downstairs and check on her. Yeah. Excuse me, doctor.
What is the meaning of all this? Our agreement was to have nothing to do with each other.
I'm still honoring that agreement, Mrs. Huang. My business now is with your husband, not with you.
Don't get clever with me. I can't believe you even had the audacity to show up here. And what exactly is your business with my husband?
Surely you can make some intelligent guesses. Or does he not see fit to discuss his work affairs with you?
You're absolutely right. I know nothing about the complicated world of banking. I'm afraid it's not in my power to help you, so if you would please excuse me, I need to go back upstairs now.
That's very unlike you, putting yourself down like that. Don't be so quick to proclaim ignorance just because it's convenient. Frankly, I expected something more from you.
And I expected you to be a gentleman. Look at how disappointed we made each other.
That's the spirit.
You have 2 minutes.
What I need from you is very simple. You know my history. What I did back then, I'm not exactly proud of. And then working as a debt collector, well, that's pretty bottom of the barrel for a finance guy, but it was survival.
I'm not judging you for how you've been trying to get back on your feet.
I appreciate your magnanimity. And now you've come to the crux of the matter. I am trying to get back on my feet. I've been content to start again with this rubbish job out of necessity of laying low, but I have been taking strategic steps to leave when the time is right, and just the other day was called into the office of Mr. Huang Teng Wei, recently appointed a senior manager for one of the top consulting firms, and his department is hiring. More importantly, seemingly unaware of my previous transgressions and willing to recommend me, which means this is the final solid chance I need to get where I want to be.
Well, I'm glad that this opportunity has presented itself to you, but I don't see how
I didn't make the connection at first, even though the names were so familiar, but then it clicked, and I recall the story of a young woman's depressive husband, unexpectedly retrenched and looking for money to do a master's degree abroad.
So you made the link. Are you expecting some sort of prize?
The prize would be the job, Mrs. Huang. I would have been more than happy to shut up and leave it at that. But it seems there's now a little snag in my carefully laid plans. They're considering another applicant in addition to myself. I'm the competitive sort, I admit, so I did a bit of digging, found out who this other person was. The world is a small, funny place.
Well, who my husband and his team consider to hire, I have entirely no say in that, Mr. Cole.
Don't be so modest. Your friend, Christine, she's part of this in the first place because of you putting in a good word to your husband. It's not rocket science. You can do the exact same thing for me. Tell him you realize she's not as qualified as I am, which is the truth.
That is preposterous. Christine is a friend. Of course I would put in a good word for her. And how would I even explain to my husband how I know who you are?
Come on, Mrs. Huang, you're a smart woman. Christine may be your friend, but I am the one to whom you owe a debt.
A debt? I have not defaulted on any of the loan payments thus far. And it's not something I owe to you personally. You were just handling the process.
And suppose I casually mention this little arrangement to your husband.
Sure. Go ahead, by all means. What do you expect will happen? My husband will understand that my intentions were good, and there are no lengths he wouldn't go to in order to protect me.
Your idealism astounds me, Mrs. Huang. A happy ending? Is that what you really expect? I'm compelled to remind you of some details you have conveniently glossed over this entire time. There was a letter of guarantee for which your father's signature was required.
It was required and it was duly given. His signature is right there on those documents.
Ostensibly so, yes.
What are you insinuating?
I was sorry to hear that your father passed away recently. He was in the advanced stages of Parkinson's, wasn't he? It must have been hard for you looking after him with dementia, and your husband as well.
I managed. I did what I had to do.
Which is what? Exactly. I'll just posit a theory, shall I? Your father's signature was dated a mere 3 weeks before he passed away. Now, there would be medical records proving that he was in the advanced stages of dementia, and more importantly, that he could have not consciously signed that document.
He had lasting power of attorney.
Did he? Is that what the records will show? You weighed the odds, Swan. It was too late to find another guarantor, too late to get a court order, and you needed this money quick. And so, you decided, for the sake of your husband's future, to take all this upon yourself.
Stop talking!
Then you say it! How did you get your father's signature on that document?
I did bring those documents to him right to his bedside.
You saw for yourself he was incapable of even knowing what he was signing.
He would have wanted to help us. He would have had no objections being the guarantor.
And based on that, you thought it appropriate to simply forge his signature.
I told you I did what I had to do.
Then you will excuse me for also doing what I have to do. You will help me seal the deal with this job, or I will be forced to disclose all this.
You're threatening me.
There must be some more elegant way of putting it. Your husband's had his lucky break. Consider this a chance to pay it forward.
Now, don't.
How long have you been there?
If I'm the one standing between you and your bright future, then have the guts to bring it up with me directly. I mean blackmail, really.
This is not how I imagined us meeting again after all this time.
You imagine us meeting at all?
I'm not the one who walked out on us, Christine. That was a decision you made unilaterally. Well, look at us all here, together. Time has a funny way of leveling the playing field, doesn't it? I'm glad you've both reconnected. I've said all I need to, and I'm sure you understand my position, Mrs. Swan. Getting back on one's feet takes some time. It's a long way down to fall from grace.
That was all on you. You can't pin that on anyone else. You alone pay the price for your own indiscretion.
Oh, yes. Yes, you certainly do.
Nora? Nora, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine. I just I don't know.
Nora, you need to talk to Thomas.
And tell him what? No. No, I can't even bear to think about how he will take this news. I married an aggravatingly principled man, Christine. He was just about destroyed by the circumstances under which he lost his first job. And what if he insists on shouldering all the blame? I can't be the kind of wife that lets her husband take the fall for her out of love.
I think you're getting ahead of yourself here.
And he would never let me go to jail. That's the price of my indiscretion, right? A prison sentence? You heard everything, Christine. You have to be my witness. You have to testify that I did all this alone and Tom has nothing to do with any of it, okay?
Let me talk to Niles. I know what he's like. And if the past still counts for
Are you
anything,
sure you would do that?
I can't avoid him forever anyway. Listen, breathe. Think about what you're gonna say to Thomas. You'll be fine, okay?
Dear Nora, is this some sort of a test? Are you holding out until I've learned a lesson? Or proven to you that there is a future for us somehow? All I want is for us to go back to the way we were, Nora. But if that's not what you want, then I want us to find another way forward together. You know what? I'll set my phone to the loudest volume so I never have to miss your call again. If it ever comes. I love you, Nora. And I hope you can find it in yourself still to say the same to me.
Come in.
Of all places. Really?
No one's at home. And I did tell her that I was meeting you.
Bit soon, don't you think? Inviting a man into the house? I mean, most of my first dates are at a cafe or something.
Very funny. I want you to sit here and look around and see that all this is what she's trying to protect. This is her life, their life. What you'll be taking away from them if you insist on doing what you threaten to do.
That is so strangely sentimental and strategic all at once. Since when do you take such an interest in other people? So, it was love then for you.
Does that even matter to you now?
If it was, it might make it easier for me to believe that it was worth you leaving me for. So, was it love?
I had to believe it was. And I still miss him now, even though I know it's absolutely futile.
It could have been something, Christine. I still believe that.
What do you want me to say? I made a choice, and I'm sorry I hurt you.
But now more sorry you ended up hurting yourself.
Is that what you think of me? That my own feelings would take precedence over yours?
At the time you can't deny they did. But I don't hold it against you.
Don't even... Yes, you do. Of course you do. I would hold it against myself.
Why is that so hard to believe that I don't hold a grudge? Maybe I've actually moved on.
Have you? Your idea of moving on is holding something against my friend because I'm potentially in the way of a job that you want.
You think this is about you?
Tell me how else I'm supposed to look at this, other than some kind of petty, calculated
Okay,
payback.
first of all, this is not a job that I want. This is a job that I need. I'm not digging up the past for the hell of it. There's something in there that I can use to get where I need. I am digging in order to move on. Two sides of the same coin.
You're saying that if it was anyone else being considered for the position, that I didn't influence your decision or piss you off enough?
Piss me off? 5 years, Christine. That is a long time to be sad over somebody, especially when you are in what is supposed to be the prime of your youth. One moment you weren't ready to settle,
I wasn't.
and I believed you. So I let you go. I thought, fine, maybe the break will do us some good, but I never heard from you again. You walked out on me completely, out of this life that I had imagined for us, and you got engaged. You were ready to settle, all right, just not with me.
At that time, I couldn't...
And so you want to know how it felt when I found out it was you? When I saw your name 5 years on, under these circumstances? About as betrayed as I felt 5 years ago, and you're here asking if you pissed me off? Pissed off is what you get when some asshole driver cuts into your lane. I lost what I thought was the love of my life. Just when I thought this was it, this was my final chance to just make a clean break with the past, you pull me back in. You want to make this about you? Fine. It is. It's always been. You pulled the ground out from under my feet, Christine, and you don't know what I've had to do to get back up again, so you don't get to sit there and judge me for how I'm trying to move on.
I'm not judging you. It's just not fair to Nora.
You know what she did. You heard it all. The law is very clear about what is fair and what is not.
She did it for her husband.
Yes. Well, we all do crazy things for the people we love, don't we? Doesn't make it right.
I'm not saying it does. I'm saying that he should find out from her and not from you. I told her from the start that she needs to come clean.
Is this the point of our meeting? To talk about other people's relationships?
Look, there isn't anything I can say now that wouldn't sound trite or cliche. But I'm sorry for ever hurting you the way I did. We were so young. And you were always so certain of yourself and of us. You've always known what you wanted.
One of my shortcomings, yeah.
One of your strengths. At that time, I couldn't be sure that I could give you what you wanted, Nels. We were 23, for heaven's sake. London was still shiny and new. I felt like whatever promise I might have made to you then, I would have broken, and so I just...
And so you decided not to make any promises at all.
So I avoided it altogether. Escapism, one of my shortcomings.
Clearly also one of your strengths. Don't you see that none of this mattered to me? You were right. I was sure enough for us both. If the life that I had built for us fell apart through your fault or mine, then fine. I would live with that. But what kills me is that we didn't even give it a proper shot. And even now, I still think...
What?
Look at all this. This could have been ours.
You don't know what you're saying. All these wouldn't have been what we wanted.
What I'm saying is it could have been so different between us, don't you think?
I don't. And I won't. I won't let myself go down that track. What good would that train of thought do? Of course, I know things could have been different, and so? What do I do with the fact that things worked out this particular way? That I didn't make this choice, that I didn't take the road less travelled? What do I do with what ifs and could have beens? Those things weigh you down. Those things are of no use to me, and I'm done being heavy. I made the 12-hour flight back here with no check-in baggage now. Can you believe it? Because I'm travelling light, or at least I'm trying to.
I've missed this. I've missed you.
You're ridiculous.
Oh, that's why we got along so well.
I'm trying to talk to you about Nora.
She's pretty ridiculous too.
If you agree to drop this, she might find it in her own way to talk to Thomas about it.
If I drop it, she'll never have the guts to say it. Why would she rock the boat?
Because she's drowning anyway. This new house, a baby on the way. She's pinning all her hopes on her husband's recent promotion to magically solve all their problems. But in the meantime, she's working behind his back and buying pineapple tarts in secret. It's a mess. They're not even being honest to each other.
Where was all this incisive clarity when we were together?
I hadn't seen enough of the world then. Look, I'll talk to Thomas about a job.
No. This is not how it works, Christine. You don't get to take all this on yourself and act like it's some kind of penance. It's still your friend who has to put in a good word to undo the damage she has done.
This isn't penance, okay? I'm not saying that old losses can be made up just like that. I'm saying they know that I know you from uni. I could put in a good word.
I sent Mr. Huang an email earlier saying I wanted to be clear and upfront about my past and about what I knew regarding his wife.
You what? You let me go on about all these...
Look, at the time I thought I would have to fight my own battles by myself again.
Has he replied?
No. It was an out-of-office reply. Apparently it won't be back until after the weekend.
After the housewarming party. I guess you can't recall that email.
No. But I could soften the blow, maybe.
How?
I could let him know I have no intention of pursuing it legally, say, give them an option to refinance the loan.
So would you do that? More importantly, make it clear that you have no intention of pursuing this further. Please?
You really care for her, don't you?
She's a good friend.
You're a good friend.
I'll talk to Thomas about a job as well. Whether or not you think I'm doing this out of guilt, it doesn't matter. I guess we're done here. You should go.
Christine, you said you couldn't go back to the way things were, but I could. I think you could too if you'd let yourself. I think you'd be relieved.
Very nice.
Everything is looking great.
Thank you.
You certainly have made this into more of a home since you first moved in. Though I suspect that is more to your credit than Tom's, isn't it?
Oh, no, we both decide on things in the house. I mean, some things I wanted, but he said was out of our price range, but you know, sometimes you're
Nora,
stuck with...
is everything all right?
Yes, for the party you mean. Why, is something out of place? Does something look amiss?
No, it's just that you seem... Well, you don't seem yourself like there's something on your mind. This party is going to be wonderful. Don't let it stress you out.
Tell me something, Doctor. Have you ever kept a secret from someone you love?
A secret?
Yes. Something you kept from them because, well, revealing things might change the relationship, make them see you differently?
So you keep a secret to protect them? Protect the relationship?
Yes. Yes, to protect something, in any case. You do know what I mean.
I do. Perhaps too well.
I never knew the weight of a secret would be so heavy.
Anything you're left to carry alone usually becomes too much for you to bear. But Nora, you're worrying me now. Is there anything I can help you?
No, that's very kind, but you see, I've decided I will have to stop keeping this to myself after all, and then I suppose the only thing I can think about is what will happen
When the person that you love learns of it.
Yes.
It's a brave decision in any case.
I'm not sure I had any other choice, given the circumstances. But it would be for the better, right? All that stuff people say about the truth setting you free.
No, I think that's actually from the Bible, but...
Well then it must be true. Promise me something, Doctor.
Anything at all.
That when this secret I've kept hidden for so long finally comes to light, you will not think any less of me.
I can't think of anything that would change the way I feel about you, Nora.
And if Tom should try to do or say anything to protect me, you must prevent him, because I cannot let him take the fall for me.
What exactly is this matter?
I can't say it now. All my resolve has to be stored up for the moment I explain everything to Tom. I can't say it more than once.
I'm sure it's something you both will be able to work out.
Yes, we will be fine.
And in the meantime, if you need anything at all,
Thank you, Doctor.
I hope you realize there is very little I wouldn't do for you, Nora.
Yes. As a friend, you mean?
I've always told myself that if we cannot be anything more, then I will just have to be the best friend that I can be.
Anything more?
Surely, since we are talking about the things that we are afraid to say to the people that we love.
Love, Doctor.
Nora, you must have known how I felt, or at least you must have guessed.
Yes. But for you to actually say...
So you did know.
Why would you do this? And at a time like this, you have no idea what I've been trying to deal with.
Nora, it's just that you've always made me feel so welcome here. Even I started to think that... Well, I started to think that maybe you were lonely all the hours that Tom was at work. You've always made me feel as if my company was appreciated, desired even.
Please, don't say any more.
I'm a dying man. The prospect of imminent expiry makes one more honest, I suppose. That'll be Christine. I'll just leave.
No, Doctor, please, don't. You should stay.
You are a riddle to me, Nora.
Nothing will change between us. Or between you and Tom and I. We will go on just as before. Nothing must change.
Got your alcohol. Hope there's still space in your fridge. Oh, hi, Doctor.
Let me give you a hand with that.
Oh, thanks.
I have to confess something. Ever since you told me, I've been trying to access Tom's work email from home.
What?
In the hope that somehow I can get to it before he does. I know I shouldn't, but I keep
Even
thinking
if
that...
you did manage to get into his work email, then what? You'll just delete it, pretend nothing ever happened? That's just putting off the inevitable, isn't it?
Well, I've managed to put it off for this long already.
And now you can finally be free from it, Nora. Niles has given me his word. He's not going to fight beyond what is already done. It's all coming to light at a point where you don't have to worry about legal consequences.
But somehow, that doesn't make me feel any kind of relief. You think that if I tell that to Tom, it'll help him take it better?
Then let him hear it from Niles himself if you think that will make a difference. Convince him that a concrete way out exists. Refinancing this loan. Taking out another sum of money to pay this one back. Forget about all the baggage that came with the current contract.
Oh my god! Is that what our lives are going to look like from here? Some never-ending nightmare of repayments and debt? Nora?
You made a mistake. But it's ridiculous that you have to feel this way. Like a child who's done something wrong and is waiting for her parent to find out and chastise her. Sure, Thomas will be upset. But it's within your power to stand up for what you believed was a defensible decision at that time.
I thought it was, but what if he just thinks I was being selfish?
It can be both of those things at once. So the law is well and good, black and white. And your relationship isn't. A marriage isn't. Forgiveness, moving on, that comes in all kinds of shapes.
I can't say anything until after the party. I just can't bring myself to.
You deserve this party. You both do.
Honey, I'm home.
Hi.
Hey, Christine.
Hello.
Greg, you guys are early. Is this how parties are organized nowadays? You enlist the help of your invited guests.
I'm not a regular guest, remember that, Tom.
Well, they've been very kind, and I promise I haven't been exploiting them.
Good. Well, since you have help, I guess you don't need me, right?
No, of course I need you, darling. Don't be lazy.
Lazy? I'm not the one who gets to stay at home all day. I've been out of the office the whole day having back-to-back meetings and without my BlackBerry because my company sent it for servicing. Now that I have it back, I have to resync it again and it's such a pain, I tell you.
But work now? That's not very nice when we have guests over. No, darling.
Let's have some pre-party drinks. Perks of being early.
Yes. Yes, tell me what you want, darling. I'll be your bartender.
Oh, don't worry about that. Let me do it.
Great idea. Come on.
Hang on, I need to see.
Please, darling. You need to get changed.
Okay.
Doctor.
Hi everyone. It's so good to see all of you here. Please make yourselves at home. I know this is the modest space, but you should have seen where we were previously. It was a hole in the wall. When we first saw this place, Nora fell in love with it. So I said, of course we've got to get it. Nora, come here. Remember the first day we moved in? Now tell everyone what you said about the previous owners.
Relax, I'm not here to crash her little party.
She's already frazzled enough as it is. The last thing she needs to see is
I
you.
came to see you.
Would it take long? Should I have brought wine? It's good wine. I would know because I bought it.
I'm serious.
Sorry. Fine. I'm listening.
I don't want to make the mistake of being presumptuous again. But between the last time we spoke and now, look, all I'm saying is, if there's even the slightest chance that there's still room in your life for me, then
Now,
talking again, it's great, but our conversations go nowhere. I don't want friendly banter. I want you to tell me something that's real. It's just, I feel this is somewhat of a second chance for me. I think at some level, you do too.
I have to go.
I'll wait. But let me know there's something to wait for.
I would like to propose a toast, everyone, to family, to friends, and to my beautiful little wife. Cheers. Cheers, cheers. Doesn't she look exceptional tonight? Nora, turn around so we can all admire you. Dear Nora, the light of my life. To be able to come home each day to you is such a wonderful blessing. And since we're in the company of friends, I think it's also time to share some wonderful news with you all. Nora's pregnant.
Dr. Wang?
Are you having fun?
Yes. Why wouldn't I? Do I look like I'm not?
You look tired.
It's been a long day.
Listen, about what I said.
It's fine, Doctor.
No, please don't tell Tom about it.
Fine. Consider it forgotten.
It's just that if he must find out, I would much rather that he heard it from me. It would be more honest. Make sure that he knows that I understand certain boundaries. It would seem more proper.
Yes, I understand. You've always been such a proper man. Would you like another drink?
No. I'll be on my way.
Thank you for the party. I'm going out to meet a friend. You two need the space.
Christy,
It will be fine. Call me if you need anything.
I'm glad that's all over.
you are? I thought you were enjoying it.
I was, but people can get tiring. At least it's just you and me now.
Not tired of me yet?
Let's just get ready for bed and clean up tomorrow, shall we? Okay?
Tom! You love me, right?
Of course I love you, Nora. You know what? I'm looking forward to the day when we can get a maid. Don't you think it'd be wonderful? We can have someone to help you with the chores and take care of the baby.
How much do you love me?
Are you drunk?
I haven't had a single drink.
You look so cute when you're drunk.
What would you do for me? For love, how far would you go?
I love you so much that I would get you a maid. But after my first bonus, okay?
Because if you were ever in trouble, there is nothing I wouldn't do for you. And you know that time when you were in trouble, I did everything in my power to, so I'm asking you now if something terrible would
Relax, relax, relax. Is my little hamster upset about something? Look, you stood by me at the lowest point of my life. It was a period of time I would much rather forget, but I will always remember how difficult it must have been for you. I wasn't able to take care of you then, so now I will spend the rest of my life doing just that, making sure you always have everything you need, that you feel safe, that you feel loved. Okay? So, why don't you go take a shower now, and I promise you will feel much better after that. Okay? Nora? Nora? What is this? What have you done? Just answer me!
Tom, I tried to tell you.
Tell me then. Tell me that whatever I'm reading here is false and it's just someone trying to stir shit, right?
I tried to tell you after the party, but I couldn't.
What are you saying, Nora? For once, can you just cut the crap and tell me what the hell this is about?
This is all my fault. I will call Niles right now and we
Stop
will
it!
fix it.
Stop
you
it,
just pretend
Nora!
you don't know anything,
Stop
okay?
it. So this is true. So all this is true. I need to hear it from you. You stand right here and tell me exactly what you did.
I borrowed money.
And what else, Nora?
Did he send you everything?
How would I know if it's everything? How would I know what else you've been hiding from me, Nora? I can't believe this. I don't even know where to start. So this is how you know Niles Cole and you lied to my face. You gave me some bullshit about seeing his name in the news. What else have you been lying about, Nora? Apart from forgery, apart from borrowing money? What possessed you? Did you have so little faith in me providing for this family?
But at the time, you couldn't even... No, Tom. No, you know that's not true. I've always had...
I couldn't even what? I couldn't stand on my own 2 feet. I couldn't take you on expensive holidays like your friend's husband.
I was worried about you. I wanted you to get better.
I was depressed, Nora. I lost my job. I lost the big picture. I lost everything that was important to me. And I trusted you. I was completely dependent on you, and this is how you return my trust. By doing things behind my back, by committing a bloody crime.
Was it a crime to have saved your life?
Do you realize what would happen if this gets out? I'm barely a year into my job. Did it ever cross your mind to consider my future, our future, before you decided to do this?
Our future was all I thought of at that point. I saw how you were suffering and we needed the money for your degree.
Don't try to be clever and turn this around. How do you think it makes me feel now knowing that everything that I've worked for, this damn degree, this damn job is built upon dishonesty? And now to know that a prospective employee has this kind of a hold over me. How could you have been so stupid, Nora?
I will call Niles.
No! No, you will not speak to that man anymore. I will deal with him from now. You have done enough damage, Nora. I cannot let this end with my name and credibility ruined, both personally and professionally. You understand me? And you better stay out of this whole thing from now.
You never asked.
I never asked
You never asked how we managed to raise the rest of the money. You were quite happy simply knowing it was there that we were going to manage.
I was under the impression that your father left us something, a sum of money to help. You had been going to see him about
He was suffering, Tom! And I was taking care of him. I was taking care of the both of you. He was in no condition to even know what he was
How was I
reading.
supposed to know that?
You made an assumption because it was just more convenient not to ask questions.
Listen to yourself. That's ridiculous. I was barely myself then. I was a shadow of a man and I hated myself for it. I had no idea you had been planning this. It was a chance for me to get back on my feet. That's all I saw and I took it. What else would I have done?
Right. Right. Everything was my fault.
Are you beginning to realize how much there is at stake now? Can you imagine if this got out to my colleagues? I cannot go through the same thing over again. You don't realize what this means, do you, Nora?
I do. I very well do now.
I cannot let this get out. I must make some sort of a deal with Niles. That's what he wants, right?
You want to make a deal with Niles?
What are you doing?
Talk to him yourself.
Niles, what were you trying to do with that email? What? Say that again. You better not lie to me, Niles. Fine. I'll consider those options. Hang on. I want the hard copy, the original and whatever copies you have. Understand? Fine. Thank you.
Nothing to worry about then.
He said he's not going to pursue the matter any further and we can refinance the loan. He's not going to tell anyone about it and he will forget that it ever happened. I'm saved, Nora. I'm saved. Wait. You already know.
I know a lot more than you give me credit for.
How can I take his word for it? All he wants is the job, right? I'll make sure he gets the job and that will shut him up. That's what I'll do. That's the solution and I will be fine. Don't you think we deserve another drink, Nora? I think we do. This whole thing is so silly. Nora? Nora? I can't imagine I lost my temper at you. It's just that when I first read that email, I can't even remember when was the last time we fought. Do you? Right? Why are you holding it out?
I can't stay here anymore.
Excuse me?
I'll find some other place to stay tonight.
You're going out now?
I'm leaving.
What the hell, Nora? Where will you go?
I have friends.
Friends? Like those Tai-Tais you do yoga with?
I'll call Christine and I will ask her to come and pick up our things tomorrow.
You are throwing a tantrum because I got mad at you, right, Nora? This isn't like the time we were fighting about not going to the Great Barrier Reef, you know.
No, Tom, no, this is not. This is so different.
Yes, yes, I'm glad you get that.
You're the one who's still not getting it.
What am I not getting? I said I will deal with Niles. I'm not saying whatever you did was justified, but if what Niles said is true, I forgive you.
No, Tom. No, this is not about Niles and the loan anymore. This is about you and me and all these years of talking past each other, never going past the surface.
Let's drop this. Didn't you hear what I said? I forgive you.
You forgive me? You forgive me if what Nal says is true. If. You forgive me conditionally.
And you are expecting more than that? You think you have the right to expect more
Well,
than
then
that?
maybe what you and I expect from this relationship is wildly different.
You know what? I can't have this argument with you right now. When you're ready to let this go, when you're ready to put this
No,
all...
Tom! You don't get to dismiss this as another emotional reaction, Tom. In fact, it's very much the opposite. Don't you see? During the party, you were telling everyone what a wonderful life we have, and the instant something came to break that up, you became someone else entirely. Someone I have never known.
You're getting hysterical, Nora. You don't know what you're talking about.
No, on the contrary, I have never felt so sure of anything in my life. Everything just clicked in that brief instant. And for the first time, I wasn't fussing around. I wasn't pouring people drinks. I wasn't making everything look pretty for the first time. Everything went quiet on the inside, and then I properly heard all that you had to say.
I was justifiably angry. I said things out of anger.
Well, anger makes you honest.
I said things I didn't mean, Nora.
You've meant everything you've left unsaid as well. 3 years of marriage between us, Tom. 3 years! Even more years between us since we first met, and this entire time, I have just been a trophy to you. For you to show off, all polished and pretty. If I have to go to jail because of this, would you take me back? Would you take me back? No.
That's not true, Nora. That's not what I
You want to
meant.
know what else I've been hiding from you, Tom? Myself. The biggest lie I have ever told is that this is who I am, Tom. This! One half of this poster couple ticking off a checklist of what it means to be happy and successful. And you know what, Tom? I am exhausted. I am exhausted from holding myself together in the form of something I am not.
Let's be honest from now on. If that's what we have learned from all
I
this...
am being honest, Tom. I am confronting the fact that what I did was wrong. And now I am going to take responsibility for my actions. Instead of telling myself that doing things out of love is going to justify anything or lead to some sort of happy ending. And you know what? I am going to start repaying this loan by myself. Yes, I will repay this loan by myself. I will get a job. I will do something.
But you're pregnant, Nora!
Then I should start setting an example for this child. Or not have one at all.
What are you saying? That's my child. It's our child. We can work this out together, can't we?
You're not even sure of that yourself, are you?
Only because you've completely blindsided me, Nora.
Then it'll do us both good to start over.
Start over. Yes, Nora. Let's start over. We'll go back to the way we were before, and everything will be perfect, like just how it was before. It'll be fine. I love you, Nora.
You love the idea of me.
What we have is real. To me it is. And we'll be happy, right? Aren't you? Weren't you?
I really don't know.
Nora!
I don't want to play house any longer, Tom.
She hasn't written back, but she's fine. She says the baby is starting to kick. She hasn't told me what happened. Maybe you just need to give her more time.
I wouldn't know how much time is enough time. Sometimes you think something has run its course or has gone on too long, but people have a way of surprising you. You know, we're not that different, you and I, Mr. Huang. We've both had to overcome significant obstacles to get where we are today. I know you have it in you to get through this.
What I have in me is vile, Tom. Like my body is practically housing its own murderer. You don't know what I wouldn't give to be clean, to be free of all this. What you have is a freedom of sorts. Take it while you're still physically able. Life is too long to wait for death.
Thank you for joining us for Dear Nora tonight. There will be a post-show talk in 5 minutes, so if you'd like to find out more about the show, we have the cast and creative team joining us. We hope you enjoyed Dear Nora.